Hey guys, Blue Kool-Aid here. I'm gonna do a video. Hey, this is that capture Scott got the other day from Trinidad. Everybody's pretty much seen this. We've been trying to figure out what it is. Very interesting. Again, this is one of those things like what the heck. Now, so what's happened now is that it's going worldwide. Just to let you guys know, it's pretty much going viral. After Scott posted this, it started just catching fire everywhere. So Mr. MBB3 got a hold of this, and what he did was awesome. Okay. This is something that I kind of feel crazy not even going and doing first. After I seen this the first time, it's awesome that he was able to do this and had the mindset to go do this. Now, most people would go, what this is, it's a satellite imaging from Trinidad, where this is from. You can't see it from this angle, right? Well, if you zoom in right down to where it's at, that's an object. Okay, there's an object there. He did a bunch of photo editing, and it brought it out in the same color as the pink color. Okay, so just to let you know. Now, Scott's done a live stream on this also today, talking about what Mr. MBB found there. Guys, go check out both of those. Okay, now what I've done, if you look at this, well, I'll show you this first. This is that, well, I don't want to use that one. Let's do this one. This is that video Scott posted the other day he got from Miami from one of his subs, right? This is that, he sent it off to one of his, he let one of his buddies know, his photography buddies, that's been in this field for over 30 years, I think, or right at 30 years. Yeah. He said it was 100% real. No CGI, no nothing, no editing, anything. So Scott asked him what this was, what he thought it might be. He said, well, all I can tell you is that it looks like a structure from the bottom. So, and if you look in here, guys, why isn't the lightning going through it like it is the rest of clouds? The light from that. So we'll dig into this a little bit more later. But right now, I'm going to show you this, okay? This is a screenshot from Mr. MBB3's video, and go check out his video. He did a great job on it. It's just awesome. And again, he edited it. You'll be able to see more. But this top photograph is something he got from one of his subs. All these three are looking very, very similar. And I added the third one in there from Miami. They're all pretty much in the same area of the globe. So there you have it. Okay. My guess is they're related in some sort. Just my opinion. And I'm sure there's others that share that opinion. But, so what I did was I just put it right here. Okay. I rotated that pink one down just to make it, to give you a better idea that they're pretty much the same shape. And I'll tell you this much. As you're looking in here, you can kind of see features. Okay. If you go up here, I did some editing here too, and I'll show you the edited ones. They're pretty much looking the same, guys. We'll just leave that at that. But guys, B. Brandon is Mr. MBB3's son, and he runs a channel. He does content on biggest fish, biggest guy. It's good content. It's really entertaining. Okay. He puts a lot of work into it, does the research, and he's a younger kid, okay? He's been trying to get to 5,000 subs. He had a goal for at the end of the year. And it seems as though his sub count is kind of trickling the other direction. So let's help him out. Let's put a smile on his face. He's a good kid. The content's good enough to go watch regardless. The videos are typically 5 minutes or less, but they are well researched, and he puts it out there and gets to the point. And there you have it, and he shows his stuff, and it's awesome stuff, just to let you know. I watch it just about every day. Throw him a like, comment. His name's B. Brandon. Let's build his confidence a little bit. Put a smile on his face. Okay? Let's bust that 5,000 for him. Let's get him way over the top of that. Scott mentioned it in his video today also. So yeah, guys, go check that out. I'll leave links to all that. Okay, guys, what we got here, this is the magnetosphere today, okay? This is just a few hours ago. We've been taking little small hits all day, but we just took a smacking right on the face here, okay? And I pretty much can tell you that it most likely did not come from the sun. And this is really why I'm showing you guys this, because it's crazy. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to run this through, okay? Now, see how fast that was? Boom. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. It continues. Okay. On down through here. See that? That was even another hit. those are strange signatures, number one. Okay, the shapes of them, the colors, the directional part of it, it's all not typical for a symmetrical hit that we typically get from solar wind. Okay, so what I'm saying here, guys, is that something else is going on. Now let me take you back here to where the first big hit happened. Okay, so we will go right about there. You see that? Now I'm gonna back it up just a couple image. Oh man, it went all the way to the end. I hit the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. But yeah, there it is. Okay, you see that? That's when we really got the smack. Now I know all the colors are gone. It does that every time. Okay, when we get hit real good. What you want to look at, because it doesn't look that impressive, right, as you're looking at this. But this line right here is supposed to represent our magnetic shield out in front of us. Okay, that's what that line's for. If you look at that, it is inside the satellite line. In other words, whatever we got hit with, it knocked it back far enough that it got inside our satellite orbits. Okay, again, it didn't hit like the surface of the Earth. I'm sure some of it got through, but as far as the intense parts of it, we just took a big smack right there. Not to mention, and I've said this before, you get the compression, which is what happened right there, and we start expanding back out, right? And we get rapid expansion, and that's why you see all that. Okay, basically it's dispersing all the energy. It's us pushing back at a very high level because we got hit real hard. Okay, that's pretty much, it's the same thing like when you were a kid and you guys are pushing against one another, and then one person will like sidestep, and then the kid that was still pushing falls to the ground because he lunges forward. It's the same thing. Okay, that's kind of what happens here. Now, again, so why am I saying this didn't come from the sun? Well, so what I did was, and I could pretty much tell you what, and because I knew that we didn't have any coronal holes for a while. All right, in order for it to come from the sun, it's either got to be a coronal hole opening or a flare or a CME. And I knew we hadn't seen any flares. I knew we hadn't seen any CMEs that were Earth-facing. Okay, I already knew that straight up. So the next thing I look at is the solar wind speed. Okay, and why do I look at that? Because I can compute back and go look at the sun at the exact moment that energy left the sun, if it was from the sun. So I'll show you this process real quick. That's the solar wind up there. Okay, so what we do is we go back to when this happened. Okay, now I can tell you that it happened at 20. Okay. Now what you're seeing there is a massive hit. Okay, and look at the wind speed, what it's doing up there. Okay, now see, that was one hit. Now something else interesting I'm going to point out. When we got hit there, look what happened down here in the front. Look at this intense stuff. Okay, stuff was getting in there, guys. Because essentially on this particular solar wind map, this is really our shield up here. So stuff was getting in behind our shields. Alright, that's what that's showing you. Now, did it make all that stuff make it to the surface of the Earth? Most likely not. I mean, I'm sure we got some of it. But as we go on forward here, we get hit again. Now, I'm going to take you to this one because this is the one that, you see how we're building there on the back? You see that ball getting ready to form? Okay, and then boom. All right, now see how we would miss it? Look at that. Okay. Look at the wind speed. That's 1,566 kilometers per second. Okay, so remember that. Now, I'm going to take you over here to something real quick. Okay, all this is a converter, guys. Okay, it converts kilometers per second to miles per hour. All right, we have to figure out the miles per hour so we can do the math and deduce how far back we need to go look. Okay, so I already entered that in. You guys can get these converters all over online. There's bunches of them, and they're free. Okay, and you can set whatever units you want to convert to. I'm converting to miles per hour for obvious reasons. So that converted to 3,503 miles per hour. So we're going to call that 3,500,000. Basically 3.5 million miles per hour. All right. So the next step is we know the sun's 93 million miles away. Now, I know I always get smacked around in the comments from people that don't believe that, and that's okay. It really is. I'm not going to go after anybody that believes that, and they're welcome to their opinion. It's just I hold to the thought that the sun is 93 million miles away. Okay? So we take 93 million miles. Okay? And we divide that by 3,500,000 miles per hour. Okay? Remember I said it was 3.5 million miles per hour? So that way we can go back to the hour and find out when this happened, right? So 3,500,000 miles per hour, and we get a number of 26 and a half days. Okay? Days, I'm sorry. 26 and a half hours. So we know that the timestamp was 23.2330. We're just going to call it because it was really close. So we need to go back to 2100 on the 4th. Okay? So that's how I get to that day. I mean, you can divide that by 24, and it gives you a 1.1 days. Okay? But we really want the hours so we can look better. Okay? And I hope I'm doing this more exact than what I did in the past, because I was kind of taking rounding way up and way down. I'm trying to be a little bit more exact. One of the comments I got, and it was very valid, sometimes you can be off a few hours if you don't get a little bit more exact in your calculation there. And I don't want to do that. So anyway, we need to go back 26 and a half hours. Okay? So I got you guys back over at ISWA, right where we were at, looking at the magnetopause models, the solar wind models, right? So if I go 4 on the solar tab, look up here, that's the solar tab. And then you got sub tabs down here in numbers. Now the one I'm going to look at is the coronal hole one that we typically look at for coronal holes. Okay, because that's where your the solar wind should be coming from, if this is coming from the sun. And I'll talk about this here in a minute also. But so what we do is you pull that up and you go down here to this box. You don't turn the movie tool on. You just want a capture, right? So we need to go to the 4th at 2100. And that's what we're going to do. Hit apply. Okay. And what this does is it takes you back to that capture. And what are we looking at? Absolutely no coronal holes. Well, there's small ones right there, but there's no way that was sending. I don't even know if we're connected to those right at that particular time. There's nothing there, okay, is what I'm trying to say. That would tell me that this came from the sun. Okay, here's the equator. The Earth kind of sits about right here. All right, there's nothing there, guys. Okay, and I went and looked. I didn't see any flares, any CMEs. Now, there's something called a stealth solar storm and a stealth flare, stealth CMEs, all those kinds of things. Those are very hard to detect. When those happen, we don't typically see a big, huge smack like we just seen. Okay, we do see an uptick, but usually we'll see more than that. Not to mention that this has been going on for a couple days now. All right, we've had this increase of our magnetosphere reacting. Okay, we haven't necessarily seen a big uptick in solar wind. The density kind of came up, but again, guys, this did not. I just showed you guys that this did not come from the sun. So we took a hit from something that did not come from the sun. So what do we do? What do we look at? Well, we have to look at the fact that cosmic rays are getting in. Okay, there were multiple cosmic ray spikes throughout the past couple days. Just a second here. Okay, I got you over here at NOAA, space weather, okay? This is the geomagnetic activity chart, okay? You got the KPX index and the G storm levels off there to the right. Now, for the past few days, which has actually been an issue anyway, we've been bottomed out, okay? pretty much you didn't even see any of this. It was almost just completely blank white. There was a couple bars that were up in the 1. We were at a 0, okay? So this thing hit us, right? And that's when the geomagnetism went up. Okay? For those of you who don't know, why do they call it geomagnetic? Well, geo basically is talking about, is the word that they use for Earth around here. So our planet. So whenever you hear that word in front of something, they're talking about Earth conditions usually. Okay? Just so if anybody didn't know what that actually was about. But as you see right here, our geomagnetism went up. The activity did at the time of that, and it stayed up for a minute. Now it looks as though it might be ticking back down. Is it going to stay like that? What's going to happen, right? So, and I showed you guys this too. Oh, and I have to correct myself here too, okay? A sub corrected me on this, and they were 100% right. I've even asked you guys to do this, and I didn't. I actually missed it myself, okay? Whenever you're looking at these things, okay, you have to look at the size of what it's trying to show you. Okay, a lot of times you get on there, and that'll be between 200 and 400 will be the top number. Yesterday, because of the stuff we were experiencing, this graph went from like, I think it was 200 at the bottom, and I think it was like at 1,000 up here. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the range there was different, so it made it look like it wasn't as intense as what was actually going on. So I was talking about the popcorn like here. Okay, we didn't see that yesterday in the velocity because that graph had compressed it down. It was probably still happening. Matter of fact, I know it was. So as the temperature, all this stuff is pretty normal right now, so we can kind of compare them to each other. You're seeing popcorn everywhere. Obviously, look at this. It's been a while since I've seen a density do that. Okay. And the other models, the Australian model I showed you guys yesterday, 192 on the density, is extreme. That's extreme dense material. Okay. That's something we don't usually see. Now, don't freak out about this dead spot here either. It's just the typical dead spot that we see all the time when the satellite doesn't get data. Okay. That's just one of those things. So, here's the Enlil model. Again, this is something else. We are right here, right now. Okay? It's showing you that we should not be experiencing any solar wind over about 450. If that, and it should be on a downward trend. So this was something that they did not expect. Okay? Because I just showed you a solar wind speed of 1566. And this one only goes up to 550. So they did not expect this. This is something they didn't expect. So what I'm saying is, guys, that did not come from the sun. All right? It could have came from, because here in the next couple of days, we'll probably start having a chance to catch our object again on that side of the sun. Okay? Now, it could be getting close enough now to where we're seeing interactions with the electromagnetic fields of the sun and that. I do think that that's very possible. It doesn't have to necessarily induce a CME for it to have influence on the sun and, subsequently on us. Okay? Now, as it gets closer, as the days go on, as it gets closer to the sun, most likely it will induce a CME. And let me say this too. It does not have to every time. Okay? It's just whatever the dynamics are at that time. We have to pay attention to that. Okay? But it's almost happening every time that we're saying that, hey, this object should be right here. We're seeing CMEs, and that's what allows us to even catch this thing at all. And again, don't forget that we're going to have that Mercury transit also. It's going to transit in front of the Earth and the sun, and only people that can't see it's the guys down in Australia. But it'd be pretty cool if anybody has a satellite that wants to go check that out. I would definitely encourage that. That would be really cool to see. So, okay, so let me touch on something else, and then I'll let you guys go. Okay, guys, I got you back over here. I know I've been jumping around. I hope I'm pausing enough to make it to where it doesn't too much dead space there. Now, what we're looking at, guys, this is our view of the sun. Okay. Now, I just got through telling you that I showed you the other one, that there was no coronal holes at the time that speed of energy would have had to left the sun to get to us. Okay. Now, this is the one that this is actually a time lapse. Where does it start? Okay, it starts about halfway through the day, about 2 o'clock yesterday, in the afternoon UTC time. And what I'm going to do, what I'm showing you this for, is because of this. Okay, again, equator, Earth, right? What's over here? Those are coronal holes opening up, guys. They weren't there about a day or two ago. Okay, and this is what we always talk about, right? So when we see this stuff happening, we do know that we're going to experience some sort of solar conditions when these coronal holes come by. That's just a given. Always happens every time. Okay, now, what the impact actually can be, depends on the material that's coming off, guys. It could be high dense material or just high speed or neither. It could still be material coming off of it, but it could be moving very slow and not very dense at the same time. It doesn't have to be high dense to move slow. Okay, that's a norm thing that it would do. Okay, we would expect that, but it doesn't have to be like that every time. So just keep in mind that right here is the equator. This is basically where the Earth's sitting. Okay, now I'm going to run this through. I'm going to just use the slider. Look what's happening. Okay, see how, watch it grow. Just look at the black part of it. Okay, see how it's growing? Okay, and this is typical sometimes of what we see. A lot of times, actually, these holes will grow into either the northern or the southern coronal hole of the sun. Okay, they do that a lot. That northern and southern coronal hole is always there, just to let you guys know. Always there, and I've said that before. I'm not sure if that's something that's been like that since the conception of this stuff, or if it's something that appeared a few years back and it just didn't go away. Kind of like is it an octagon, I think? Or a hexagon. Yeah, hexagon on the pole of Saturn, I think. Or Uranus, one of the two. But I need to research that because I really do. I used to know right off the top of my head. I'm just drawing a blank on it. But anyway, guys, we're getting these coronal holes. It's going to open up right now. That's the latest capture. Okay, here's basically the equator, and we're getting ready probably to start connecting to that. And another thing, this one right here, that's an active area. Okay, it very well could turn into a sunspot. I'm not saying that it's going to. There's a whole lot of things that have to happen there. Now, with that being active right there, that also increases its chances of having a flare or a CME right there in that spot. Okay, these other ones that were active and bright are still kind of active and bright. Okay, they didn't have the sunspot signatures, so they can't call them sunspots. But this is definitely more active than what we've been seeing. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys that real quick. Actually, I guess I could show you this one here, because this one actually does show it a little bit better, but in my opinion, sometimes it shows that we have more of a coronal hole than what we actually do. But, that is what it is. He's seeing different angstroms. Okay, again, there's the Earth, right? Now, this is a good tool to see a precursor. And what do I mean by precursor? When this thing starts opening up, you can bet that other one's going to start showing it very soon, okay? So that's just how it happens. So we roll it back here, you don't hardly see anything, right? And as we roll through, look what happens. Okay, I want you guys to look at this right here. I'm sorry I got quiet there for a minute. I was just watching it. Now, this is on the 5th, about halfway through the day. Okay, look right here. Let me zoom out a little bit. You're going to see right here on this active spot, you're going to see this thing flip out. Right like that. Okay, watch. Back it up. Now I'm going to go forward. Now you can see how even that, the atmosphere just kind of blinked there a little bit. Some energy. It almost looked like a small little flare. And it could have been, but it is what it is. Flares, guys, flares move at basically the speed of light. So it takes it like 8 minutes to get here. Okay. So if that was a flare, we would have seen it very, very quickly. Okay. Boom. See that? Just keep your eye on that active area right here, and you'll see it. I know I'm... Now, whether that left the sun, I don't know. I can't tell you. So, but anyway, guys, that's that. Okay, guys, let me do this for you real quick, okay? I'm going to talk about this just for a second because I think we need to. You know the radiation I was talking about the other day, and then Evolutionary Arts did their show on it, and was showing this map, right? Remember me showing you this? Okay, this is that map, right? It shows the higher radiation levels or even low radiation levels. This is just telling you what it is. It's a service that you can sign up for. Okay, I had a couple questions. How do we log in, do this, do that over there? Well, you actually have to pay. Okay, just to let you know. You can go there and look at this and view an animated capture for, I think it goes back a day or two, and it gives you one capture every hour. Okay, but you have to pay to get the full service. This is a private network thing, guys. This isn't ran by any of our agencies. So, in other words, it's not all free. That's why we get to look at these tools anyway, because our tax dollars pay for it. Our tax dollars aren't paying for this. Now, they do use some of the government sites that they get data from, but they also have others. But just to let you know that. Now, I'm showing you this because of this. I got a comment telling me that they couldn't access that website. It was down. It wasn't showing anything. So I went to the internet, the actual browser, and typed in it. Went through Google, and it wasn't letting me get to it at all. The site was down or what have you. Now, let me show you this real quick. I got a shortcut on my home screen here that does the same thing. So let's see. I haven't checked here in about an hour or so. Let's see if we can get in now. Okay. Yeah. This site cannot be reached. I just think that's kind of coincidental that this is doing this right now, given the fact that this is a private network. This isn't some sort of a agency or whatever. And it's also kind of coincidental that Evolutionary Energy Arts did the show. I kind of piggybacked on it, was showing it, giving my opinion, about all that radiation that was hanging around the earth, all that stuff, right? And now this thing's down right after it. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I just wanted to bring that up and show it to you because that's what's going on at this particular time. Okay. Do I need to show you guys anything else? All right. I just want to give you guys a reminder here. Here's B. Brandon's website. Oh my goodness, dude, check it out. After he mentioned it, after Scott mentioned it, look, he's up to almost 6,000 subs already. Let's get this kid over 10. How about that, guys? Anyway, guys, go throw him a subscription. This kid is actually, we can scroll down through some of his content, and look, it says here are some absolutely amazing clouds from around the world. We're not going to click on his videos because I want you guys to go watch them. Okay. As you can see, someone bought the biggest plate of nachos. Isn't that pretty cool? It's stuff like this. It blows my mind that he has the foresight and the gumption and the drive to do this. I think it's awesome. Okay. He has he's been reacting to some stuff here. He dived into some weird stuff caught on some security cams, it looks like. I watched most of these. Okay. And look at the time frame on them, guys. 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay. You know what I mean, guys? It doesn't take much time, because he does get right down to the point. Now, this one here is about 10 minutes long because he was probably trying to show things in the correct way, which is as in-depth as he could get. So go throw Mr. Brandon here a subscription. Also, guys, hold on one second. All right, guys, this is Troy's channel. Troy Manning, the guy I was telling you guys about that recorded that magnetosphere or geomagnetic model, the new one. And he's decided to start a YouTube channel, and I told you guys that. So please go over and sub to him too. I know I'm asking a lot right now, guys. Go sub to these two guys. But in reality, it's not that. It doesn't take that much time. And it does help. It really does. Throw them a like, throw them some comments down there, because it helps the algorithm. Okay? So you can see right here, guys. Look at him, man. He's cheesing. I love it. I mean, it's awesome. He's happy. I mean, come on. And he's starting to put content out, which I think is awesome. Okay. So yeah, guys, go sub up to him too. He's going to be continuing making stuff here, and again, I'm going to try to help him as much as I can. And me helping him is, if you guys go help him and give him some subscriptions or what have you, that's doing me a favor too, because I really do appreciate it, guys. I read your guys' comments. I really do. I promise you I do. And it uplifts me every time. It's what keeps me driven. And I've said that before, but that is the truth. And I want to continue to thank you guys for that, because, if it wasn't for that, frankly, I would just shut my channel down. I just have to tell you that. I mean, I just would, because, again, I ain't saying there's anything wrong with monetizing. I just don't. And the reason I say that is because, it's not like I'm staying here to keep doing videos for money and stuff. I'm here because you guys keep me here. Okay. So anyway, guys, God bless. Go check him out. Go check out B. Brandon. Love you guys. And you know what? Let's just do this, man. Let's just help these guys out. So, and I'll come back with you on some solar information as far as those coronal holes. I would imagine in 3 to 4 days, we're going to see some sort of a geomagnetic storm. If it's weak, it could be very weak, or it could be strong. Don't know yet till it gets here. Those coronal holes are coming, and right now we just got hit on our magnetosphere. Again, guys, did not come from the sun. So we're going to leave it at that. God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.
in line, marking time, waiting for the welfare dime, 'cause they can't buy a job. A man in a silk suit hurries by as he catches the poor old lady's eyes. Just for fun, he says, get a job. So that's just the way it is, and some things will never change, and that's just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe them? Said, hey little boy, you can't go where the others go, 'cause you don't look like they do. I said, hey old man, how can you stand to think that way? Did you really think about it before you made the rules? He said, so now that's just the way it is. Some things will never change, that's just the way it is. Oh, but don't you believe them? That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Well, they passed a law in '64 to give those who ain't got a little more, but it only goes so far, 'cause the law don't change another's mind when all it sees at the hiring time is the line on the collar bar. Oh no, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, it is, it is, it is.